my butt. Suck my butt.
How would you children like to suck on my chocolate salty balls?
Oh, you mean like a chocolate candy?
No, I mean my balls.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. This is not an air. Do not adjust your dial. This is SMB, a South Park review. And we are excited to bring to you another review right here
Suck my butt.
on all podcast networks,
Suck
as
my
well as
butt.
on linktr.ee/SouthParkPod.
Suck my butt. Suck my
And
butt.
this, my friends, yes, this, my friends, is SMB number 187. And we are back. We've got a special guest today.
Suck my butt.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Suck my butt.
he's back. Still got it on the board. You think I would delete your shit off the board? I would never fucking delete your shit off the fucking board. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast. The first time in a number of months.
Time out. Time out. Time out.
The Scoopster, the
Time
OG,
out.
is back. We're back for you.
I'm back.
187. He's making a special guest here. Review for you. Because he appreciates you. He appreciates South Park. And he's available to do this thing. Are you excited?
I like how I've shifted to special guest.
We are sauced.
I like now how I'm a guest.
Well, you know, you haven't been on the podcast in probably about 40 or 50 episodes now, right?
No, not that long.
Oh, how long has it been?
It's been maybe like 6 or 7
No,
weeks.
no, it's
Maybe
been a
8.
lot longer than that. It's been months, bro. Dane joined us at the beginning of the year. That was at least in January. So it had to have been like 3 or 4 months.
But you know, I'm back. I wanted to come. I've missed it so much. Listening to the intro, I'm just like,
Ladies and gentlemen, the Scoopster's back. Well, of course, we also have to give a quick shout out to. He is the 2022 Red Rocks Day 1 South Park's trivia champion. He is a trivia god. Joe Vernola, check out Derby.
Never
Sir.
question this man. On
Sarah, check out Primo's Pro Wrestling. We're a little sauced. Okay,
Just a little bit, baby.
we're here. Do you see this awesome background? We'll get there in a second. I'll talk about it.
Oh, hey, look at that.
It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Also, don't forget to check out the man who likes to bring the pain in the digital marketing game. He's the guy who solicits your picks to get those clicks. He's a writer, a director, a producer, on-screen talent for Derby City Championship Wrestling. He's Dane Becker. Go check out DCW. Okay, anyway, I'm Matt Schaefer. How you doing? All right, let's do this. You ready to scoop?
Right. Hey, I wonder whatever happened to Bake Bros. Bake
Shout out to the Big Bros.
Big Bros.
Big Bro. Shout out to, I think he's still, I saw him, he did, a shout out or something on, I listened to the Wednesday Locker Room on Hami Media because I like that show.
Uh-huh.
Andrew Bello, Steve King, Billy Ray Valentine, shout out to you. In fact, this show might get syndicated on a brand new network over there, but we'll talk about that
Oh, shit, boy.
later at another time. But the
Another
Wednesday
time.
Locker Room, I was
Okay.
listening to them, and I heard that Big Boys Mars got shouted out. And when he got shouted out, I was like, oh, good for him. He's still there. Well,
You're still kicking it.
Big Boys,
Still there.
we appreciate you in the past. Obviously,
Yeah.
we're not sponsored by you anymore, but thanks, dude. We appreciate you. You guys gave us some shirts, and I still wear those shirts a lot. And people are like, "Hey, I like your shirt," and I'm like, "Hey, thank you."
Yeah, the one that had the gold crown on mine.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that one.
The Nintendo one gets a big reaction every time I wear that one.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, "That's fucking awesome," and I'm like, "I know."
Thanks, bro.
But you know what this is about? This is Margaritaville. Margaritaville is the third episode of season 13 and the 184th overall episode of South Park, as it had aired on March the 25th, 2009. So
Right after that 2008 financial crisis, that blunder of banks, Lehman Bros, Bernsteins, and somebody.
So before we get started, I also want to point out, Scoop helped me put up this banner that's behind me. It's a tally. We have to lift the camera up. I don't want to do that right now, but you could see that it'd be Tally's eyes right up there. And then you got Stan, Kyle, Kerman.
There's that is the hardest.
What?
So sauce right now, trying to point to Kenny right
it's really
here
not
on
that
the
hard.
camera. I'm
See?
like,
Move your finger. You just move your finger like across the screen.
yeah,
Stick your finger up like this. Yeah, just move it back and forth.
Okay. Oh, nice.
All right.
All right.
Well, anyway, so this is Margaritaville. This is how the story opens up with Stan and Randy at a local bank here, as Randy thinks it's important for Stan to save his money. And so Stan says, I do not want to save my money. It's my freaking money. Grandma gave it to me. Yeah. And Stan gives the teller a $100 savings bond from his grandmother. The teller then explains how instead of simply putting it into the bank as he should have, he will invest it in several different ways, while only to state a split second later that it's gone. It's gone. Meaning that all the money was lost. Stan is now angry, but the teller asks him to step aside for people who actually have money at the bank.
Excuse me. This is for people who actually have money with the bank.
He also does this.
And it's gone.
He also does this to two more people, right? And then including Randy. And Randy, all of Randy's money is gone as well. So that's what happens there. So let's go ahead and we'll jump into a quick clip here. You'll be able to see this over here.
Why do you have to do this, Dad?
Stan, now more than ever, you need to understand the importance of saving money.
But Grandma said I could use this money to buy whatever I want.
Okay, next please. Go on, Stanley.
Next, please.
Go on, Stanley.
How can I help you, young man?
I got a $100 check from my grandma, and my dad said I need to put it in the bank so it can grow over the years.
Well, that's fantastic. A really smart decision, young man. We can put that check in a money market mutual fund. Then we'll reinvest the earnings into foreign currency accounts with compounding interest. And
It's gone. So as you can see there, Stan's money is gone, Scoop. It's all gone. It's no more. It sucks.
It went bad.
So let me ask you this: what's the satirization here they're talking about in regards to the money being invested and all of a sudden it's just being gone?
So let me see if I can do this while I'm sauce. So during that crisis in 2008, they were selling into securities all of the debt from, a stripper owning 3 houses, one in the Keys, one in Florida Beach, and then something in the Hamptons. So in 2008, when the banks sold their loans that they gave out that they couldn't afford, that people never could have afforded, that shouldn't have been able to afford, they put them to Wall Street banks, which then packaged them into securities, which then were billed as low-risk financial instruments, such as mortgage-backed securities or collateralized debt obligations.
What?
Yeah. So then basically they were taking the debt, putting it into a security, moving it around, and then making it collateralized, and then trying to sell it. And then it just kept losing money back and forth, back and forth. You just kept losing money until you fall. So that's what they're satirizing right now in this moment, is with him. They're taking his money, they're putting it around, and it's gone.
It is gone. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you got all what Scoop just said and how I edited it down, because I will edit this later when I'm not sauced and high, then I'm proud of you, because Scoop, he just explained finance. And I don't remember what he said. Moving on. At this time, now Randy explains to Stan why the economy is struggling. Because he lost his money too, right? It sucked. And then he blames it on the people who spend their money on foolish things while not having enough to actually pay for it. Which he explains to Stan while making himself a Margaritaville in an automatic Margaritaville making machine called a Margaritaville.
As is tradition of Randy.
As is tradition. So the blending is so loud that part of his explanation went inaudible while he's talking. And then the machine is obviously pretty expensive.
I don't even think closed captioning says what.
You don't see anything. No, you get nothing. The machine is obviously very expensive. This is also, of course, ironic because it is a representative of a stupid purchase Randy himself had made with money he did not actually have, so he put it on credit and it's gone.
And it's gone.
All right, everyone, eat up.
Aw, Jesus Christ. Sliced hot dogs and tomato slices?
You said we had to be careful with our money. I've got nothing for a food budget.
Mom, Dad, how come there's suddenly no money?
I'll tell you what happened, son. See, there's a bunch of idiots out there who weren't happy with what they had. They wanted a bigger house
fucking
and
Stan.
materialistic things that they
Fucking
didn't even
Stan.
need. People with no money who got loans to buy frivolous things they had no business
What I
buying.
just explained.
These assholes just blindly started buying any stupid thing that looked appealing because they thought money was endless.
They got a $500,000 loan that they should not have gotten.
Right. That's true. And now you can't hear Randy.
Less money coming in. And the idiots couldn't see that by doing all this frivolous spending, they were mocking the economy. And they made the economy very angry.
Very angry.
We're all feeling the economy's vengeance because of material
Vengeance.
who did stupid things with their money.
Vengeance,
Do you
Scoop.
understand, son?
Do you understand, Scoop?
Yeah.
I think I get it.
Yeah, I think I get it.
It's happening again because the lessons weren't learned. It's just happening in a different sector now.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Well, we'll continuing on here. The blending, of course, we mentioned was so loud that part of his explanation went audible. People in South Park now are struggling with recent economic downturn, and many people on the street are preaching about who they should blame. This includes Cartman, who's trying to blame the Jewish people, some other guy who's blaming like the Christians and other people, and it's like basically kind of like end of the world type bullshit. Like the end is near.
The end is nigh.
Who should we blame?
Who should we blame?
I don't know.
You should blame yourself, motherfucker.
While this is going on, a Wall Street executive suggested that low interest rates are to blame. A regular citizen blames the problems on Wall Street, as well as usual. We mentioned Cartman blamed the Jews. Randy started to teach philosophy of saving money to the rest of the city while hypocritically defending his own stupid purchases, saying the bare essentials people should buy include margaritas. Randy becomes the most popular, and he starts to gather a following, telling people that they have angered the economy with their reckless spending and encourages people not to spend money in order to appropriate the economy's anger. People start to wear togas made of bed sheets so they do not have to wash clothes as much, and they also spend as little as much possible to try and earn the economy's favor like it's some sort of deity.
So from my perspective, semi-professionally, I don't think the low interest rates were the problem. I think low interest rates were kind of a solution to a problem, but then when you got Billy Bob Joe Red, Billy Bob Bo Billy, why do you have Billy in your name 8 times? Because Billy Bo Billy and my daddy Billy got a loan for $950,000 and they're living in some neighborhood and their mortgage is like $3,000 and they only make $2,000 a month. It just starts to shit.
Okay. All right, well, let's jump into a clip.
Finger pointing gets us nowhere. Steve, we have mocked our economy. And now the economy has cast its vengeance upon us all.
He's right. This is the first guy to actually make sense.
Yea, it is an angry and unforgiving economy. To repent, we must stop frivolous spending. Instead of paying for cable, let us watch clouds. Instead of
Let's watch clouds, he says.
Blue squares.
Cut spending to only the bare essentials. Water and bread and margaritas.
And margaritas, yay. They're like, yeah, that's actually that makes sense. So let's go back here really quick before we get into this. What Stan's going to do here? So let's go back to Cartman, as we mentioned, because I don't want to skip over that. As Cartman actually, he starts blaming some people, and it's kind of funny.
Yeah, did it? Yes,
Listen to the Wall Street brokers, for they are the ones who put us in this situation. Fat cats with corporate greed. They are the ones who knowingly drove us down this pathway.
The Wall Street banks.
They must have gone somewhere. The answer is obvious, my friends. It is the Jews.
Put it into the securities.
Who have taken all our money and hoarded it for themselves. Hidden all the cash in some secret Jew cave that they built, probably back in the early 60s.
Fucking Carver. He's crazy, bro. All right, so Kyle now, he starts to talk about like the fact that he's annoyed with everybody's idiocy, and he starts to get his own following when he preaches that the economy is not actually angry with anybody, that it's just not a living being, right? That the economy, to get better, actually needs more people to spend money, because that's how the economy stays responsible as far as influxing cash into the economy.
The goddamn economy is the speed force, motherfucker. Now we just gotta find the Flash.
Right? I just gotta find the Flash.
He'll fix everything, son of a bitch.
So they said they need to spend money responsibly, not just obviously spend a bunch of money, but spend some money responsibly. Now, of course, this is going to get back to Randy and the council of his friends, as they eventually are going to decide that they need to kill the Jew.
Uh-oh. That's not right.
As Kyle continues to preach to people that the economy does not really exist except in people's minds, and that if they want the economy to be strong, they must first have faith in it. He also shows how easy it is to get money by showing a no-limit American Express Platinum card that he applied for just a few days ago. Now, of course, this is, setting parodies of paintings of Jesus giving the Sermon on the Mount, and Cartman, in his desire to obtain a copy of Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars, says that he will deliver Kyle and his friends to Randy in exchange for the game, even though he doesn't have enough batteries to play them. Now, while that's going on, we should explain as well, Stan is trying to return the Margaritaville scoop. And he's going to go through a whole thing of it's impossible.
So yeah, this is basically you in 2008 as like a serious investor trying to find all of your money and where it went, or where you're trying to find where your loan came from or some shit. Like there was one point in time where loans were coming as collateralized items from somewhere. Like a statue was collateral for your loan, so that's what you got, and then you were able to sue banks at one point to prove where this money came from. You can't just create it.
Good stuff there, so let's jump into the clip.
Hello, young man. Welcome to Sur la Table. Can I
Sur la
help?
Table.
Yeah, I want to return this Margaritaville my stupid dad bought.
Oh, that's all we get.
My stupid dad.
Could you please just put the receipt here on this tablet?
On this tablet. I don't know why this guy, is this how hippie people talk? That's what they're making fun of here?
Yeah.
Sur la
Sorry, our
table.
computers are a little slow today. We need a new Ethernet cable.
Cable.
Oh,
Cable.
sorry, sir. I'd like to give you a refund, but I'm afraid it's not doable.
Doable.
I said I'm not able, sir.
I'm not
You see,
able.
this Margaritaville was purchased with a payment plan.
So?
Well, an outside financing company handles those payment plans. Customers just pay for some of the machine, and the finance company pays for the rest.
Well, can't I just return it and get the money my dad put in back?
That's improbable, but
Improbable.
not impossible.
But not
I'm not really
impossible.
sure how it works. You'll have to speak with the people at the top.
So basically what ends up happening throughout this whole episode is Stan then goes from person to person trying to fucking get a refund on this fucking thing, Scoop.
Yeah. So
He goes to Wall Street people, and the Wall Street people refer him to DC, and then DC people are like, they chop off, we're going to talk about it, but they chop off a chicken's head and let the chicken run around until its head finally, the body lands on something, and then
$9 trillion.
now your fucking Margaritaville is worth $900 trillion.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Possibly.
While this is going on, here's what we were talking about Kyle now as he's giving his sermon.
It's just something made up by people. Truly meaningless until we put our faith in it. Faith is what makes an economy exist.
As he's holding his American
Without
Express
faith,
card.
It is only plastic cards and paper
It's
money.
not exactly faith that keeps an economy economy going. But I dig it.
By all
I dig
reports, the young Jew is not letting up.
Right,
He is
as
still
faith, I
going
guess,
around
keeps everything
convincing
going,
people to have
right?
faith in the
What we put
economy
in
by
faith
shopping.
into it, I guess.
We've done
What we make the
everything we
monetary
can, yet
value of
the
it.
economy has not improved. Worse, it has declined. Poor Bart here just lost his job at Little Caesar's Pizza. Our tireless work is
Took his
obviously
job.
being undermined by this one Jew. Why does he go around pretending to know the true will of the economy? Perhaps he is the economy's only son sent to save us.
Only son.
Are you retarded, Stotch? The economy is omnipotent, which means it can do anything. So saying it would be limited to one son is fucking stupid.
That is stupid, yay. And going around telling people to shut
Yay.
That is stupid, yay.
That is pretty stupid.
is dangerous.
That's dangerous.
Alright, so here's Cartman. He's gonna tell Randy, I'll bring you Kyle, but you gotta get me fucking Grand Theft Auto or Chinatown Wars. I love Grand Theft Auto. Oh, here's Cartman now.
Did somebody say catch a Jew?
Catch a Jew? You see me say catch a Jew, like catch a predator.
It's not the only time they use that, too.
But I can bring him to you. And all I want in return is Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars for handheld Nintendo DS.
Does nails on a chalkboard actually work?
I don't know. It's been
I've
a
never
while.
heard
It's been
it
a
in
while.
my life.
I did it when I was a kid. It was interesting. So you asked an interesting question to me while we were watching that. You said, "Is Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars a real game?"
Yeah, and is it on?
Yeah, it's a real game.
It is on.
It's a real game, and it's on Nintendo DS. It's actually one of the highly rated best games on the Nintendo DS ever.
I need to get it then.
It's a great game.
I have it.
Like, I have a Nintendo DS somewhere in one of those drawers, and I have a ROM of it, I think, are on there. Because it's that good. But like I said, it's a top-down. It's a top-down version. But it's still good because you can get out of the car and run around and kill people. And it's got a good storyline. It's in China.
Okay.
Chinatown.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good if you never played it.
I haven't played it. This is like a whole new story.
You know, do you have a Steam Deck or a computer?
Yeah.
You should just download the ROM there on your computer and play it that way. So moving now after Kyle's made all these statements, and of course you heard there they want to get rid of the Jew, Kyle starts to get annoyed because he starts to get after he gets this following, he kind of gets this feeling after going out for pizza that which is obviously a parody of The Last Supper, and he says that he feels that someone's gonna like betray him. And then Cartman stands up and he's like, "Who would do that? That's fake name." And then
whoever it may be.
Whoever it may be. And Kyle's like, "It doesn't matter. I'm not going to let them do it anyway because I've been preparing for this." And he decides that he's going to sacrifice himself by taking away everybody's debt on his American Express card.
We're not gonna let people kill you. We'll keep you hidden forever.
Kenny.
I can't just hide my whole life, Butters. And besides, I have this strange feeling that one of you is gonna totally betray me.
Oh shit, boys.
Alright, whoever's thinking of betraying Kyle, that is not cool.
That's not good.
That's freaking lame, dude.
Freaking lame.
Kyle's trying to get the economy going again. If somebody's thinking of stabbing him in the back, you're being a dick.
Talk about you.
Being a dick.
Go ahead, Kyle.
Go ahead, Kay.
Talk about you being a dick.
Whoever it might happen to be, I'm not giving him the opportunity.
Come
Tomorrow
on.
I'm going to do something.
Asshole.
Something I've known I would have to do to restore people's faith. Kyle, please. For fuck's
For
sake.
fuck's sake.
God damn it, Cat.
There's no
God
choice
damn it.
anymore, guys.
There's no
Don't worry
choice.
about me.
No choice at all.
I've been preparing for this for a while now.
My boy Kyle coming through.
No. Excuse me.
So as we mentioned now, Stan here, as he's been going through the different Wall Street people, now he's in D.C.
I don't understand. How can this stupid thing be worth $90 trillion?
This is basically that dude Michael Berry.
Dude, that doesn't make sense.
From
Well, you don't get $90 trillion, but the chart says that's
what
what
was
it's
that
worth.
movie?
Oh, problem again. What is it now? Another insurance company's about to go under. If they do, people could lose millions. Okay, no problem.
So here's what they decide. They say that's how they're going to decide how to bail people out. I think that's what this is a parody of.
Mm-hmm.
Sirs, another insurance
Yeah, this
company
is
going
basically
under.
the government.
Now determining
Bailing
who's
out
prudent
the
move
4
for
or 5
insurance
banks.
company.
Do you not know ever how to talk? Like when we're normally talking, you never fucking have to clear your throat. And then whenever we do a podcast It's like all of a sudden you have to clear your throat. I don't understand.
I don't understand.
I don't understand. We were literally at the pool. It's not like you were clearing your throat. I don't understand.
Yeah, it was actually.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
I kind of have been.
Oh, okay.
I think it's allergy related.
Okay.
Because shit's been blowing up
It's
lately.
America.
All right.
It's been
Why would someone do
kind of
this?
dirty outside.
What is this? What's going
All
on?
right.
There,
bad, dude.
look.
It's fine. It's fine. Well, just let me know. I can mute you.
Somehow he got a platinum Amex with no spending limit. What's he doing? He's
So here's Kyle now as he gets ready to sacrifice himself.
Hey, thanks, kid. This is really nice of you. But that's impossible. Why would he do
Impossible.
this? So that people have money to spend.
Kyle! Kyle, you have to stop this!
You would.
No, Kyle, you'll be in debt for the rest of your life!
That's not good.
Please, somebody get him to stop!
I wonder if he's gonna get close to like 250K.
Oh, dude, he had to be doing like at least $500,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Randy's fucking chucking around 20 grand here, essentially, right? Like they're 17, like it's nothing.
There's about
See?
$17,000 worth here.
There you go. Boom, wiped free, fucking Randy. Everybody. Everybody. All right, so we'll explain what happened there. As you heard, Kyle, of course, suspected Cartman would betray him, but he wouldn't let him. So the next day, everybody went down as they lined up their tables. Kyle and his credit card machine, where he basically paid everybody's debts, kind of like sacrificing for everybody's sins.
Okay. Serious question.
Yeah.
All right. Someone walking, sitting there at a table, credit card, bills next to him, just swiping away. Would you bring that mofo, yo bills, and just, hey, bro, just let you know, there's like 100K in debt right here, bro. You just swipe that away from me? You just swoop? Would you just walk away like, yeah, boy?
Well, first of all, I don't have $100,000 in debt.
But I'm just saying.
I have less than like a couple thousand. So if he was just gonna do it, I would do it. If it's like 3 or like $5,000, you know, I'd be like, yeah, that's cool.
Let's go.
That's about as much as my debt total.
You got me, boo.
Like, you got me. You got me. That's just like most of that's a car and a school loan. So it's not even that much, really. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm pretty free. That being said, so $17,000 is what Randy took advantage of. As you talked about there, as Kyle then eventually passes out after he like basically frees the whole town of their debt. He sacrifices himself.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's a child, can't really get a credit card, and somehow he was able to get a credit card with his own social security number. Now, is he really going to be in debt? He's a child. I don't know.
What I'm thinking is after all this, he could file for bankruptcy. You know, what are they, 9? They're 9, right?
They're 9.
They're 9. Okay, so 9. Yeah, I have to use my hands to count. Fuck y'all. You know, one of our greatest presidents in all time had to fucking walk around with a thesaurus and a goddamn dictionary in his pocket. I don't want to hear shit. So when they're like 16, 17, you just file for bankruptcy. You know, 7 years later, this shit's gone. By the time he's adult, this shit won't
Hopefully,
matter.
we'll see if they can.
I mean, you know.
Of course, if you haven't caught on, by the ladies and gentlemen, this is the episode of the meme, and it's gone. That's where this meme.
And it's gone.
That's
Yeah.
where this meme comes from.
After that 2008 financial crisis, the bullshit that we went through. Because they were like, hey, you know that money thing? We need more of it because we spent it.
Right.
We gave it to the CEOs, which they still do, which is what the writers and everybody's fighting.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, here's how the episode recaps here at the end here is it ends with two ways. It ends with after Kyle has restored the economy's faith, people start going out and buying shit again.
Mm-hmm.
Randy buys a new Margaritaville because it's got a salsa dispenser, so he has to get that one. And then as Kyle's laying on the couch, like, they're like, we want to thank one person who made the ultimate sacrifice so that way that we could be debt-free, Barack Obama. And that's how the episode ends with Kyle going,
hey.
come on!
To make purchases. Wow, the new Margaritaville with salsa dispenser.
With salsa?
Oh. In the top and it comes out the dispenser at the bottom. Oh, we need this.
Oh, we need this.
Are we out of the woods yet?
Only time will tell.
What time?
But we must not forget the sacrifice one person made to restore our faith and make us believe in the economy once again.
Kyle getting up like
The
he.
person we must thank
Yeah?
every day for his amazing
I
sacrifice.
get thanked.
Barack Obama.
Barack Obama.
Man, I missed the Obamas.
Ah, come on!
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it on the other side for this recap. We'll be right back with some other information for you, maybe some trivia, maybe some pop culture, maybe more. We'll be right back on the other side. Subscribe to Suck My Balls, a South Park review on Spotify, Apple's, iTunes, anywhere you want to download a podcast. Just type that in, subscribe to our feed, and you'll get the latest, greatest episode each and every week. You can also listen to us on YouTube and go back and watch some videos or any of our library. It's all there. Suck My Balls, South Park review. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back on the other side with more information for you. Check out SMB, a South Park review, by going to linktr.ee/SouthParkPod. There you can click on all of our links. Hit that like and subscribe button if you're watching right here on the U. Bop, 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 too. And if you do that, we'll get closer and closer to being monetized. So please help us out. I'd appreciate that. It'd be great.
I'll show you feet pics.
He'll show you feet pics. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am not the 2022 Red Rocks Day 1 South Park Trivia Champion. I am not a trivia god, but here's some trivia.
Here's some feet I want to see.
Okay. Kenny McCormick does not speak one line in this whole episode. However, in the previous episode, he did have a bunch of lines, which we did do a kind of a moderate what did Kenny say. However, this is the first episode where Kenny wears something other than his parka for the whole episode. And if you didn't pick up on what Kenny was wearing in this episode, he was wearing kind of like a scarf covering his face.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time the Marsh family mentioned Grandma Marsh. The sections on the Treasury chart are try again in the center, let fail, nationalize, coup d'etat, socialize, bail out, and then on the inner ring where the chicken is running around, it says cut education, press conference, print money, 90 trillion, go to Congress, go to war, 1 billion, and raise feed in the middle ring. Bad bank, Indian casinos, buy mortgage, 10 trillion, sell to China, lower gas prices, run to the hills, call JP Morgan, telethon, and tax the rich in the outer ring. Those were all the choices what the government does in regards to making a decision when trying to bail people out financially.
Just give him money.
The image macro meme and it's gone originated from this episode, as we mentioned, popularized in 2012. When the Margaritaville machine is used, Rainy Marsh actually says it goes back to when the government had the idea that everyone in America deserves to own a home. So we have people having a hard time paying their loans, making less money coming in.
2008. In a fucking sentence.
And the last thing here, the bank teller puts Stan's money into a high-risk venture without asking him, getting a signature, or giving any alternatives, using Stan's youth and ignorance against him. In real life, Stan would be able to pursue the money since it's a new customer who clearly never gave his permission, and Benny would lose his job.
Okay, wait. Just to be fair, the 2008 crisis was accumulation of what happened in 2000 all the way through 2000.
That's fair.
So it was like a multi-step process.
That's fair.
It just came shit on this thing.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here's some pop culture for you. The episode as a whole is a commentary, as you mentioned, on the 2008 housing crisis, satirized using the biblical story of Jesus Christ, with Kyle in the role of the Messiah. The name of the episode is taken from Jimmy Buffett's most famous song, I've been singing that, Margaritaville. This is also the name of the appliance it features heavily in Stan's plot, Margaritaville. The scene where Cartman takes his nails across a chalkboard parodies a scene from the film Jaws, in which the fisherman Quint makes a similar offer to catch the anonymous shark.
Yeah.
When Stan goes to the DC Treasury, the music cue is similar to the music used in Independence Day. And finally, for pop culture, Obama getting credit for Kyle's efforts despite doing nothing likely references the Nobel Committee's awarding of the 2009 Nobel Peace Prize.
Oh, I remember that. I was like, what is this for?
Okay. The decision to bestow this award on President Obama, while popular worldwide, drew a mixed reaction in the United States because he hadn't done anything yet. All right, and the last thing here, continuity, one thing. Daryl Weathers returned from the episode Goobacks as he did his catchphrase. They took our jobs. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for another edition of SMB, a South Park review. You can check out linktr.ee/SouthParkPod. That's right, you can go there each and every week, and we download and we upload brand new content for you to watch, review, and listen. You go ahead and that like and subscribe button. We'd be super, super, super stoked on you, bro.
So stoked.
And of course, Scoop, thanks for joining us today once again on another edition of SMB, a South Park review. We'll be back next week where more people talk about stuff. More people talk about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We'll see you next week on another edition of SMB, a South Park review.
Come out, ski. Yeah, I hope you guys let me come back. I want to come back to the show. I want to come back.
You're fired.
God damn it! Don't fire me. Let
You're
me
a
come back.
guest.
I don't want to be a guest.
All right, you can come back anytime you want on another edition of SMB, Southpark Review, episode season 13, episode 4. Next week, eat, pray, queef.